Okay, here we go. So yeah, I have decided to bring back these videos where I talk about the artwork that I've done throughout the month. So let us begin with the first thing that I apparently drew in January. This is Barney, this dog over here. Yeah, this was a commission. You see, a lot has changed since the last time I did one of these videos. I'm actually doing commissions now, and I'm going to be giving you information on that later on. So yeah, for now I'm just going to try and get through these. I'll try not to spend too much time on talking about this stuff. So with this one, I think for the most part I did all right. The thing that I think that's kind of nagging with me is the shading, because yeah, I didn't really put a lot of thought into that, and I wish I had. And because yeah, I think shading is one of those things where I keep forgetting that there isn't just like a one size fits all solution to it. Because what I did here basically was what I did every time I shade, like when I want to do cell shading, is like create a shadow layer, have it all be dark, and then just add some light bits here and there. And I don't know, that was the best idea for this. It looks okay. I'm not saying it looks terrible. It's just, I think in future I'm going to try and actually do some studying. Like studying would probably be a good starting point. Yeah. So yeah, and it kind of looks festive because of like that Christmassy looking jumper this dog is wearing. I was told that, like, the person who's commissioning me said that they were fine with the idea, because they said they suggested, they made the suggestion last month, so yeah, it was coming up to Christmas. And yeah, when I told them that it probably wasn't going to be ready till January, they were like, "No, it's fine. Just have it look festive anyway. That would be nice." So yeah, and so that's what I ended up doing, and like I kept the Christmas theme, even though yeah, we are way past that now. Yeah, so most of these are commissions, by the way. I think all of the ones in this first segment are, yeah, they are commissions. So this was a commission from my friend Dusky. And because like we found ourselves in the same Discord chats, because we're on the same server, and yeah, we got to chatting at one point, and he told me that he really wanted to commission me at some point. Yeah, so he sent me references of his like main OCs. And as you can probably see from this, I had a great time. I think this is an example of something that did require a lot of detail, because the references that he gave me involved a lot of detail, like with that character's outfit. There's just so much there, isn't there? And it was fun to do. Like I didn't spend an incredible amount of time on this. It was like, yeah, I wanted to make sure there was plenty of detail, so you could kind of, like with the sword handle, for instance. I was trying to give it kind of a bumpy feeling around the other, because yeah, that there's something, because I'm trying to make sure that I actually think about volume and stuff, and actually give these objects a very solid kind of feel to them. Oh, hello. Sorry. Hi, Rainbow Ben. Yeah, I forgot this was a live stream, so yeah, I should address the comments. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, yeah, I'm glad you like these. Yeah, this isn't going to be an incredibly long stream, but I will try and say hi to the people in the chat. Yeah, so this was a really cute drawing, and yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. And I'm pretty happy with how it came out. This is Jack Blaster. my friend Dunhall created this character, and there is a webcomic, the Zone Breakers, I believe it's called. Yeah, you can find it on Twitter. It's good stuff. You got to check it out. Yeah, and this is actually the second time I've drawn, because Dunhall commissioned me last year, and that was the first time I drew Jack. Yeah, and when he wanted me to do this one, he asked for, because Jack has this kind of laser breath attack, and yeah, he showed me an example of it, and he said he wanted me to kind of make it look like the Big Bad Wolf from like the old Disney shorts. So I looked at a lot of pictures of that character and the way he does the kind of deep breath, and the way he blows and uses his breath. Yeah, so that's really what inspired a lot of this. And he told me he wanted a futuristic background, which is something that I like, a futuristic city. And that was a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I think, yeah, this turned out all right. I tried not to make it overcomplicated. It is just like a bunch of shapes, really. So yeah, I don't know what I could have done to improve that. I probably need to work on backgrounds a bit. As you can see, I didn't put in different tones or anything. I kept it very basic. But that's just how I am with backgrounds. Now with this one, I don't know what it is exactly about this, but I'm not particularly proud of this one. I think it's like, I mean, because okay, so my client told me that they had this bear genie character, and so I looked up some photographs of bears, because for some reason I think I'm not that confident about drawing bears, and I think this time around I wasn't intending to make it look very cartoony. I thought, because the whole thing about this character is he is very kind of bold, and I wasn't sure if like a cartoony look would work so well. So yeah, I kind of kept it very simple, and yeah, I think I just think it looks a little dull, and also like the lines aren't great. It's like I think I could have made the that kind of ghostly, I don't know what the right word for it, like the lower part of the body and how it's meant to like look almost like smoke. I don't think that worked quite so well. I probably should have looked at some more examples. Oh, thanks, Ben. I'm glad you like how I draw bears. Yeah, that makes me feel a lot better. And yeah, I mean, the lamp, I just did my best to copy what I saw from the original pictures, the pictures that I was supplied with. Yeah, let's move on to the next one. This is an icon that I made for my friend Mauve. I don't know if I've talked about Mauve in the previous video, because it has been a while since I've done one of these. Anyway, because Mauve has been very, very supportive. He's commissioned me several times, and yeah, I think he has been instrumental in getting my work out there, and he's been telling a lot of his friends about my stuff, and so yeah, I'm very thankful for that. And yeah, I owe a lot to this guy, and so this is just one of the many drawings that I've done for him now. And I believe he's currently using this as his Twitter icon, and I'm really happy about that. I'm really glad that I was able to design somebody's Twitter icon. And yeah, I'm quite happy with this, because like, yeah, yeah, Ben knows him. Yeah, yeah. I have spent quite a lot of time looking at Twitter icons, like especially ones for furry accounts, and thinking about what exactly it is that makes them pop, and what makes them noticeable. So I went for very bold lines on this one. So I think that was a good move. I think these are some of the best lines that I've done in my recent works. I think I used Sketchbook for this one because recently I've switched over to Clip Studio Paint. And yeah, so this is one of the last drawings I think I did in Sketchbook. This one was for Preston Bear. Yeah, I was aware of Preston long before we started interacting with each other, and yeah, he just reached out to me and asked me if I would draw his first owner. So yeah, I gave it a shot, and I think because like I could see from a few of the references that he sent me that his character had this pipe. And he didn't specifically say he wanted that, but I drew that in, and I showed him a little preview, and then he said, "Could you add some bubbles?" So yeah, apparently that's going to be a thing now. I think I don't know if that was a thing. Yeah, his pipe is a bubbly pipe. So yeah, this one was a lot of fun. It was interesting doing the pattern on his like sweater vest because on the examples that I looked at, some of them not only had more pattern, like there were some finer lines in there, but also yeah, as you can see if you look carefully, I didn't do any like cross contouring or anything like that. It's just like a flat texture, but it kind of works. I just kept stepping back and looking at it and being like, yeah, I think that kind of works. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that one. Now this one was for Texan Soda. I'm a long-time fan of Texan's work, so yeah, I was really excited when he asked me about commissions, and it kind of surprised me because I always imagined that I would be the one asking him about commissions. But yeah, he'd already seen a drawing I did of one of my own characters, and I'd drawn them with those swirly eyes, and I think that's what got him interested. He asked me if I would draw like his bear Sona with swirly eyes and also with like stars and things around his head. So yeah. Oh yeah, I'm glad you like the sweater, Ben. That's very nice. Yeah. And so with this one, I think what I'm finding is when other artists commission me and they're able to supply me with like a definitive design of their characters, I try not to change it up too much, because even though it's kind of like in my own style, I don't really feel like I can change it that much. I prefer just to keep the design pretty much as it is. So I just did my best to make it look like just like another drawing that Texan might have done himself. There isn't really a lot here that's any different. I'm not so good at things like poses or like big expressions, and Texan is just amazing at that kind of thing. So yeah, I was really I was kind of trying to kind of match up to that kind of style as much as possible, because the fact is people are always going to notice that you drew it. I don't really have to deliberately draw it in my own style. People are going to recognize it anyway. Okay, so now we're moving on to sketches. So in my previous videos, whenever I talked about my art and went into sketches, you'd often see some very lazily done drawings. But this time around, you're going to see a bit more detail. As you can see, I've added a bit of shading and colouring, extra colours, because this is for my coffee fundraising thing, whatever it is you call it, my campaign. I don't know, but I've had a lot of supporters through my this coffee site that I've set up, and I'm trying to do some thank you sketches for everyone. So the first one here is for Asta. Asta has two forms. He's both a rabbit and a kangaroo. So this is the rabbit version. And I'm not doing anything too fancy. As you can see, it's basically just one color here, just the same color. And I think we're going to see. Did I add the kangaroo? I might have added the kangaroo into this collection as well. But yeah, that gives you an idea of the kind of sketches that I've been making for my donors. Yeah, here it is. Here's the kangaroo one. So yeah, I think I mostly did I did both versions because I just wasn't sure which one that I wanted to do exactly. Like, I was trying to think. It was hard to choose. I thought, should I go for the rabbits or the kangaroo? And eventually, I was just like, why don't I do both? Asta was very generous, so yeah. So Texan also donated to my coffee, so I know he likes Baloo, the tailspin version of Baloo, so I had to go at sketching out him, and yeah, again kept the colouring very simple, very yeah. This was an interesting, because I think I had to do like a test sketch of this one because the first time round it didn't quite work out as I wanted it. The facial expressions, oh great, yeah. And yeah, so I kind of pieced this one together from different screenshots from the show, because like there was one where Blue had this kind of this big expression, and I was like, yeah, I thought I might use that. I made his nose bigger, I think. And yeah, I also found another image of him doing the thumbs up, and it's interesting how that wrist, the way it kind of curves, it's kind of, I don't know, like there's a lot of flexibility to it. I mean, I'm still learning how to put flexibility into my stuff. So Duino, here we are. Yeah, I think I did a couple of sketches for Duino. This is his main Sona. Yeah, and everything involving Duino is usually slapstick related. So he's been knocked out by something. I don't know what. I didn't do. I suppose I ought to have given him a bit of a bump on his head. I think that would have completed it. That I could tell there was something missing, and I've only just realised now he needed a bump. That's what I think. Oh yeah, and this is a character. I believe she's called Laura the llama. Yeah, and this was for a guy who calls himself Big Nasty Shrek, and yeah, it was interesting because like most of the people who supported me on Coffee are people that I already kind of knew. I had a kind of familiarity with. And yeah, uh, I've also had a few people who I wasn't aware of before, and I've now become aware of their characters. And this is an example. Yeah, Big Nasty Shrek was someone who I wasn't actually aware of until they followed me and supported me on Coffee. So yeah, that was interesting. And again, I think I tried doing a few test sketches of this character because it was the first time I'd done it, and yeah, I ended up playing around a bit of trial and error before I arrived to this one. And apparently Laura likes to bake, so I drew her with a tray of freshly baked cookies. And this is for Zark. Yeah, I've been friends with Zark for a while now, and again, another great friend who's been really supportive. She was actually the first person to buy me a coffee, so yeah, I was very pleased with that, and it really set the ball rolling. It's going very well now. Yeah, and I think I was away from my tablet and computer at the time, so for this one I just did all this on my iPad, and considering I was just drawing my finger across the screen, I think it turned out pretty good. I always expect it to be immediately obvious that I didn't use a stylus of any description, but yeah, I think I pulled this one off pretty well, and Zark actually coloured this one in. Yeah, so that's around somewhere. Yeah, so this one was a lot of fun, and yeah, the whole hypnosis thing, that's something that I know she likes, and there is even a picture that she did that's basically the same as this. I didn't come up with anything that imaginative. Yeah, and so this is just basically a redrawing of one of her own. But yeah, I'm quite happy with this one. And I think that's about it. Are we back to the beginning? Yeah, we are. Okay, so I have kept it quite short. Yeah, so thanks, Ben. Thank you for joining me for this. And yeah, I'm going to have to wrap it up now. But I will try and do one of these at the end of each month, because I do think it helps me to look back at my work and think about how things have been going. And yeah, if you want to commission me, I am just about to open them again. If you want to follow me on Twitter, just go to @Belugatoons, BELUGATOONS. And yeah, I also have an email address. You can contact me at belugatoons@gmail.com for commission inquiries. I do have a little section for that on my website. If you go to belugatoons.com, there is even a section right there. So there are various ways you can contact me about commissions. And yeah, I do like to talk about stuff, so go ahead and send me some messages. Okay, that's it then. Thank you everybody for watching this. Do take care, and I am off to the pub.